Knuckles, guys. Hey, you guys. I am so excited to be with you guys today and to have the Rochelle T. Parks. I am so excited, you guys. She is like, I've looked up to her. I will tell you the first time that I saw her. We were at a a Shackley conference, or an in-person conference, and she came out on the stage, and she was like telling some of her story, and then at the end she plugged her book, and I was like, I have got to meet her right there. I've got to meet her. She is, let me, guys, just a little bit before she starts, she is phenomenal. I have been watching over the years, just her, just everything, her influence grow. She has been like super consistent, doing the same thing every day since the first time I knew about her, which is so dope and such an encouragement. And she's like definitely one of my consistency mentors, even if she doesn't even know it. And
Wow,
so,
wow.
anyway, you guys, I am going to so let me just introduce you to the one and the only Rochelle T. Parks. So thank you
Hey,
for coming on today.
my pleasure, my pleasure.
Yes. So,
Wow.
I just love hearing your story. And so, well, first, you guys, this is a mini chat. So we're only going to be on here for about 20-25 minutes. But really quickly, if you could just share a little bit of your story so that people could know what you're about.
Wow. So I am a retired military officer, 30 years military, 30 years total time. Uh, I I just real quickly, just always been interested in health and wellness since I was a little girl. Always, I had visions of dreams of becoming a physician, and actually took the MCATs, when I was in college, whatever. But honestly, by the time I took them, I knew that's not what I wanted anymore.
Mhm.
But still, always had passion for health and wellness, and so I was always that go-to person, even in college, just the person that knew just a little bit more about science or health or whatever. And so you fast forward and, as I became a young adult, just interested in health and wellness. So and I grew up. So I grew up, I'm a 70s baby. So I grew up, my mom did, my mother did Avon, and Tupperware. And all those were just MLMs, really.
Mhm.
I didn't know that at the time, but
Mhm.
that's all they were.
Yeah.
And so I was familiar with network marketing. And so I've done many other businesses in the past that revolved around health and wellness. And yeah, they didn't cut the mustard, and
Mhm.
honestly, when 2012 happened, came around, I was introduced to Shackley. And it really, I was introduced at a time I had sworn off all companies. I was like, I'm done. I was scarred. I mean, I had
Mm.
PTSD really.
Wow.
And I said, I'm not doing it anymore. Like, I guess I
Mhm.
won't make my millions that way. And the person that introduced me, though, I believed in her. And I said, you know what? I need to look into this.
Mhm.
And the rest is history. Like, that was it. Like, finally, I met someone who thought like the
Right.
philosophy matched my philosophy, my beliefs, with Shackley, and I've been with them ever since. But I'm married, 26 years of marriage, 3 children,
Wow.
one adult son, college graduate. I'm still pinching myself, I'm
Yeah.
50 years old. I'm still pinching myself on that, like I'm half a century old, even though I feel like
Wow.
I got the body of a 25-year
Yeah,
old.
you don't look
Um,
it.
but 50 years old and then 2 daughters. And so, like I said, I'm just living my, honestly, I feel like I'm living my best life right now. After
Yeah.
having a glowing career in the military, I loved every minute of it. But praise God, I'm done, and I
Mhm.
can do what I believe God has called me to do. In this
Yeah.
whole health and wellness thing.
Yeah. So, after you were introduced to this company, what about it? I know you were talking about, it's kind of like same wavelength as you, like thinking the same things as you, same values.
Mm-hmm.
What about it? I would say maybe your top three things that separates that from the other things that you had tried before that was like, mm-mm.
Well, the purity in it. I mean, when it says always safe, always green, and always works. I mean, safe. I mean, there are many products out there that may work, but they're not safe,
Right.
And then with that, there are many products that may be safe, but they don't
They
work
don't
for
work.
2 cents, And so, like, they're safe. So
Yeah.
this is what got me, when I think about Jerry Maguire and say, had me at hello. This is when Dr. Shackley had me at hello, when I
Mm-hmm.
saw an actual recording of him saying, we will never make a product that would harm even one tissue cell in the human body. I'm like, oh, I'm
Mm.
done. Count
Yeah.
me in. I'm all in. Look,
Right.
I'm all in. I need, that's what I need in my life. And not only
Yeah.
that, as a health coach or personal trainer, my clients need that.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to give my clients the best of what I know, the best information, the best products, the best whatever. So when I say take this, I want to be able to say it with confidence. This is
Mm-hmm.
what you need. Take this. And they
Right.
take it.
Right. Now, before, I'm not exactly sure when, but I remember, looking at videos and stuff of your story. But you used to be, I don't know if bodybuilder is the correct word, but you
I
were like in
was.
competitions and stuff like
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah. Yes. That
Yeah.
was in the late 90s. Well, I started training late 90s, but my first
Okay.
competition was June 8th of 2000.
Okay.
So I competed just for a short stint, really.
Yeah.
I trained for about a year. I trained for 11 months, and then I was on stage, and
Wow.
I actually made it up to the NPC Junior Nationals, and honestly, I was kind of turned off by the whole environment. I'm like, oh no, this is because I
Okay.
was all natural. I was all
Yeah.
natural. I didn't take stuff.
Right.
When you start going, people take stuff. I'm like, no, this is
Mm,
not the environment for me. It's not the
gotcha.
environment for me. But it was, I love the discipline of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love the discipline of training and developing and sculpting the body, and that's when I
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, I can do this. I knew I can do this. I can.
Yeah.
You can. People say, Rochelle, how you get those guns? I'm like, you can get them. You just got to put
Yeah.
in work, but you can get
Right.
them.
Yeah. So when you're coaching, because you said you're a fitness trainer, so when you're coaching like with your clients, um, what are some of the main things? Because one of the things that we talk about a lot, like me, Khalid, and Crystal, is healthy lifestyle for the long run. And that's what Shackley's all about, long term. We talk a lot
Right.
about the landmark study. We talk, a lot about long term things because Shackley is not, I mean, you will feel better in 30 days when you start, but it's not
Mm-hmm.
about like do it for 30 days and quit. It's
Right.
about that's just the beginning. It's all
Right.
about long term for Shackley. So, how do you encourage your clients and the people that you're influencing to stick with it every single day for not just for a couple months, but for the rest of your life?
Well, before Shackley, I'm a health coach. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like food is the foundation. So we're
Yeah.
not even talking supplements yet. We're not. It's not even about Shackley. It's about your life.
Mm-hmm.
It's about making lifestyle changes.
Mm-hmm.
Shackley. I see Shackley is just a tool in my toolkit. There
Yeah.
are a lot of things we must do, and so for me, it's we don't even talk supplements in the beginning. It's
Mm-hmm.
we got to get your mind right.
Yeah.
We got to work. It's about mindset transformation. You have to
Mm-hmm.
change how you see food because
Right.
food is first. Supplements are just that. They're supplements. They make up for, they fill in,
Right.
but food, we can't replace food with supplements,
Right.
and so by the time I introduce supplements, I already got them. They already,
Mm-hmm.
I've already got the mind where it needs to be. And then when they
Mm-hmm.
get the supplements, they already got them feeling better with food. And then when they get some vitalizer or, whatever, they're like, oh my God, this is
Right.
great.
Right. Yeah.
And so that's what, so I have to start with the right stuff first, so I do things in order. I
Mm-hmm.
have to do it in order. I don't now of course if somebody like Rochelle, I want to buy, I'm not going to stop a person from purchasing, okay? I'm not
Right.
going to do that. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying if I do it the way I want to do it, the way I think it should be done, then if somebody's coming to me for health coaching, that's different than somebody hitting me up and say, Rochelle, my knees hurt. I need some joint health. Of course I'm gonna get you the joint health, but my first question will be, what are you eating? Because that's inflammation. So yeah, this will help, but what are you eating?
Yeah.
So it still kind of goes back to food for me.
Yeah, and it's the same with me too, because I know, like, in the group that I have, like the Facebook group, that's the main thing that we talk about is food. That's the main thing that I post about is food. And so I might do every now and then, like, some of the different stuff that we take. And of course, everybody knows, I'm a Shackley girl. But the main thing that we talk about is food. Like, one of the last main things that we delved into is fiber, and how not enough people are getting that in their diet every day. Most people don't even know it, so it's like actually delving into it, because sometimes people really want to be or eat healthier, but aren't quite sure where to start. I know that's how I was when I was coming out of college. You know what I mean? Now I had some great mentors, in place that were able to help me and say, do this, do this, do this. But some people aren't quite sure where to start, or they think they're doing the right thing, but their body is really lacking in this area because of this fad diet or this fad or this fad.
Right.
You know
right,
what I mean?
Right.
So like you're saying, I really appreciate what you're saying as far as starting first off with like mindset as far as food is concerned, because I could drink all the shakes in the world. I could take all the vitamins in the world, but if I'm eating not good, not
trash. I call it trash. Trash. Call it what it is.
Yes,
Trash.
right. If I am eating trash every day or 3 times a week, or because if you only say, okay, well, I only eat at this fast food place 3 times a week. Well, how many times is that a month? How many times is that a year? So it's like, I can do all of this stuff all I want, but if I'm not doing the healthy eating on a consistent basis, then it's
yeah. That's what it is, and I always remind people. I said, look, I'm human. I'm not perfect, and I don't believe any of it. Well, we can't be. We're not.
Right.
Nobody's perfect here. So I believe the concept I teach people is the health bank account. Like when you have your bank where your money, where you make deposits, you make financial deposits, you put money in the bank because you want your account to be in the black, right? And when you keep making withdrawals, it can be in the red. Well, the same thing with the health. We have a health bank account. Keep making healthy deposits. That's exercise, that's food, that could be rest, that could be whatever it is, whatever self-care thing that you do. Those are healthy deposits, so that you can be in the black. And as long as you make more healthy deposits than unhealthy withdrawals, you're going to be okay. That means you're going to be perfect, but you're going to be okay. But when you start making way more unhealthy withdrawals than you do healthy deposits, you're in the red. And then some people you just bankrupt. You're bankrupt, and so you got to start over. But the way God made these bodies, we can always, wherever we are. I'm about to date myself. the $6 million man. Right? You too young for that. Actually, you don't remember that, right?
I remember hearing about it.
Okay, exactly, right. And so they used to say we can rebuild him, right? Because he was like a robot, and they put him back there. We can. So the way, even though we break our bodies down, the way God made us, we can rebuild. We can rebuild ourselves. You can get a new heart, a new, lungs, new, you need to get new skin every day, new. But the new is from the cells. Right. And so the newness comes from the food. So when you start giving your body the good stuff, the 93 octane is what I call it, you'll start to replace, all those new cells. And so you got, this is what I teach people. You say cells make up tissues, tissues make up organs, organs make up organ systems make up the organism. That's the person. You start with healthy cells, that's the food. You're going to get healthy tissues, healthy organs, healthy organ systems, healthy organism.
Yeah. And that's what my upline Lana, she always talks about, going down to the cells. What are you feeding your cells? Is it fake stuff or is it real stuff? She's always talking about what are you feeding your cells? What are you
That's
feeding your
it.
cells? And when we're talking, you guys, we're not saying, like Rochelle said, we're not saying that we're perfect. When I was talking earlier, I was so talking to me because because I have to tell myself that, especially during times when it's like busier times of the year,
Hmm.
like what, we're rolling into holiday season,
Holiday season.
coming up. And so sometimes that can be super busy because we're rip running. And so I would have to talk to myself, and my husband and I, we're pretty good at keeping each other, in the lane. Like if I get off, he'll be like, and then vice versa, and I'll be like, oh, you're right. And so like the other day, it was so funny. It was so funny. Um, I was because I noticed that I was having sugar cravings,
Uh-huh.
and it would be every weekend.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, okay, I gotta nip this in the bud. And so I got us some cleanses and stuff. And then I think it was the other day, and I was like, well, maybe I can just have a little bit. He was like, well, are you gonna do it or are you not? I was like, but I just like that. I personally like that kind of accountability.
Yeah,
But that's what
I
we
do
are for
too.
each other,
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
now he's such a gentle. He's so gentle, but it's like we help each other, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what I love about our Shackley family. Is that
Mm-hmm.
that's really what it is. It's such a
Mm-hmm.
family, and like Coletta always says, you're doing this for yourself, for your body, but you're definitely not in it by yourself. And
Mm-mm. Not
so
at all.
we always encourage people, if you need help or assistance or have questions, feel free to reach out. And we are not a judgmental group of people. We're not
Mm-mm.
judgmental at all, because I still have to. It's like I never feel like I'm there. It's like I'm always constantly having to make small adjustments.
Yeah.
So
But I think it's going to
anyway,
be like, I mean, when you feel like you're there, that's probably when you're not there.
right?
I mean, really. So it's always, I mean, we always learning
Yeah.
and trying to improve. And I mean, I don't
Hmm.
think we should ever feel like we have arrived.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay. So
that's
we
what this is
always
about.
right. So I wanted to see if you could give we only have a couple minutes left. In this last couple minutes, could you give us maybe just a couple tips on things maybe that we could swap out when we go to the grocery store? Things that or some things that you use that, just to make our grocery trips a little better.
I'll tell you, I have some pet peeves. Yeah. So I'm a label reader. Okay.
Hmm.
I am a label reader and it takes time. I mean, in the beginning, if a person, because you have to learn
Hmm.
what is bad on the label and some
Okay.
things that just stand out for me. These are things that I try to avoid, if at all. High
Okay.
fructose corn syrup,
Hmm.
you know, any artificial color, right?
Yeah.
Red 40, yellow 5, yellow 6, blue 1,
Hmm.
um, and any artificial sweetener, sucralose, aspartame,
Hmm.
um, you know, or you see Sweet and Low, Splenda. You have scientific names, you have commercial names.
Yeah.
Saccharin. So all those things equal artificial sweeteners. Those are just things that just automatically stand. For me, when I like over 10 years ago, when I just removed high fructose corn syrup from my diet, I lost 20 pounds.
Whoa.
But that
Wow.
tells you how many things I was eating that had
They
it.
had it in it.
You
Hmm.
see? So
Yeah.
people are taking in sugar. That's why diabetes is like through the roof now. And not just diabetes, obesity is through
Hmm.
the roof. And then it's not just a person is obese or diabetic. They probably have, they call it the big three. Probably have high cholesterol, and high blood pressure too, because it all works together.
Okay.
So high fructose corn syrup, artificial color, artificial sweetener. I promise you, those three, remove them from your diet, and they're just a game changer. It's other stuff. You got preservatives and partially hydrogenated vegetable oils, whatever. But those three will probably be the ugh. Those are my nemesis. Those three right there. I'm like, just don't do it. Like, leave the red velvet alone. Leave it alone. Leave the fruit punches alone. Read your labels. Don't get the juice with the high fructose corn syrup. Don't get the ketchup. Don't get the barbecue sauce. But they have ketchup without high fructose corn syrup. They have barbecue sauces. You just have to read the label to get the right ones. The salad dressings. So, gotta read. You gotta read. So
read our labels.
Would be the three.
Yeah, and that's really good, because that's one habit that I've formed over the past maybe 5 years or so, and it was really Ashton that brought some of those things to my attention, when he was like, he would look at the label and he'd be like, no, this has high fructose corn syrup. Like, it's amazing to me how many brands of bread have high fructose corn syrup. It's
even those that say whole wheat.
Yes.
And it says high fructose corn syrup. Yeah. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled.
Right. So, right. Don't be fooled by the stuff on the top. You have to turn it over and read.
You have to turn it over.
To the back. Yeah. So, anyway, thank you so much. I love that practical tip, because that's something that we can start doing like today. And even if you order your groceries online, most of the products you can flip through the pictures to see what the nutrition facts are. So so it definitely is a game changer. So we are out of time, but thank you so much for jumping on to the health chat. You guys, make sure that you follow her. She is the only Rochelle T. Parks on social media.
That's it. The one and only. The one and only.
The only one. Be sure to follow her. Like, when I say that she is influencing, her circle of influence has grown so big. It has grown so big. It's astonishing. So be sure to follow her on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube too, I'm assuming, right? And then, follow her, period. Yeah. And then be sure to join me, Coletta, and Crystal. We're going to be back next Thursday for our main health chat. And if you have any questions about anything, the 30-day health challenge, the special that's going on, anything, please reach out to whoever you know that's on the screen. And we'll get back with you. So have a wonderful day, you guys. Bye.
Bye.